Hello, I'm back. The Woman in the Window 2021 was based on a novel by A.J. Finn of the same name published back in 2018, and the production of this started very early on. By August of that year, the principal photography had already started and it was set to release by the end of 2019, but a very bad virus hit, so it was delayed until finally it was released on Netflix a few days ago. It was directed by Joe Wright, who did Pride and Prejudice, Atonement, and the more recent Darkest Hour. I'm not gonna sit here and compare this to Rear Window like everyone else is already doing. There's really no point in that, though you probably can't help but notice some of the similarities and inspirations while watching this. I would say this is somewhere along the line of a disability bottle, a subgenre that I coined when I did the Bottle Compendium 1, except this time the disability is invisible as we follow a psychologist who is suffering from agoraphobia, in which she is afraid to step even 1 foot outside of her house. As she thinks she witnessed a horrific murder across the street, she enters a battle of her own sanity. The Woman in the Window is a film I was really looking forward to when I first saw that it was set to release back in 2019 or 2020, I don't really remember, but not only because the poster is very interesting, but also the filmmakers behind it. The film is lensed by Bruno Del Bonell, and if you've been following the channel, you know I'm a fan of his work, everything from Amelie, A Very Long Engagement, Inside Llewyn Davis, to The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And I think the most impressive aspect of this one is the cinematography. It really feels like every single shot of this thing, the filmmakers put so much thoughts behind them. Everything seems so meticulous. Everything that's packed in every wide shot and camera movement is so deliberate. The lighting is very aggressive and harsh, to which it draws a lot of attention to itself. The bright and rich color palette gives the picture a fantastical spin beyond the unreliable narrative we are already given. That is Amy Adams' character. The lighting and color choices evolve alongside the story as it fluctuates from vibrant to stale. It spans from these incredibly colorful shots to the ones that feel more washed out and sterile and mysterious. Everyone in the film is also great. It has a huge cast, though you may argue how they're a bit underused. It doesn't cancel out their great presence and performances. Amy Adams, as always, is very good. In this one, she is pretty much the driving force behind this entire film because pretty much everything is on her. Gary Oldman got some screen time where he is really chewing up the scenery. He is really laying this layer of fear and anger on top of our hero here, and hey, it worked for me. Fred Heckinger as the kid across the street also had an opportunity to shine here. The music, while I think it's great by itself, it didn't quite feel that it matched the picture that well. We can go through montages or just characters doing things that are more mundane, and the string heavy score in the back is trying to bring out this level of suspense that didn't quite work for me. Sometimes it does feel like they're just there to fill out the silence the filmmakers are so desperately trying to cover up. The editing is also very aggressive. It doesn't give you too much breathing room. Events happen one after the other, sometimes feeling like they're overlapping to reinforce this chaotic mind of a character. Scenes and shots feel abrupt as we jump around the space quite a lot. However, when I'm looking at the bigger picture here, it's also a defect, I think. The film takes place over the course of roughly a week as the title cards pop up every once in a while from Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday to Sunday. It didn't feel like there was a passage of time because of the quality of its editing style. Since the film is so subjective, where we see most of our events through the eyes of our protagonist, the long-winded dread and uncertainty that she probably should be experiencing over this period of time is never really felt by the audience. In other words, I didn't really feel the pain and paranoia through time because it never gave me a chance to, other than the repeating title cards telling me roughly how much time has passed. After everything is said and done, I just found myself wanting to know about our hero more. We get an idea of her backstory verbally about her husband and kids and what she does for a living, but we never really truly understand her fear and what she yearns for in life, leaving me feeling disconnected to her story. The cinematography is probably Del Bonell's loudest work that I've seen to date, and I think it's probably the thing to look for when you're watching this. Though the visuals and the performances were beautiful, the screenplay feels a bit inconsequential. I'm giving The Woman in the Window 2021 a 2. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and tell me what you think of this one in the comments, and I'll see you next time. I'm back, by the way.